How will you celebrate World Kindness Day? Welcome, friends. Mrs. A here with another story to share with you. Thank you so much for being here and subscribing to my channel. It really means a lot. I also wanted to take this time to thank the author, Christina Dankert, for sharing this story with me and allowing me to share it with you. It is such an important book and gives us a lot of helpful reminders about being kind and why it's so important. I can't wait to share it with you. Since World Kindness Day is coming up quickly, let's get right into it. The Kindness Machine, written by Christina Dankert, illustrated by Chad Dankert. And right away, there are some great questions here. So when you grab your own copy, you'll be able to read them and think about them and ask people around you about them as well. Everyone in Tree City knew that Mr. Wilson was the best second grade teacher in town. He was caring, energetic, and imaginative. Mr. Wilson could often be found drawing or building. Sounds like a fabulous teacher. Caring, imaginative. He enjoyed inventing new gadgets, like his Super Zeller Speller or his marvelous math machine. He always found a way to bring his extraordinary inventions into the classroom. Have you ever created or invented something? One day, I walked into my classroom and noticed a bedsheet draped over something very large. Mr. Wilson, with a twinkle of excitement in his eyes, exclaimed, "Raise your hand if you have a superpower." Everyone looked around the room, but no one raised a hand. Mr. Wilson furrowed his eyebrows in surprise. "Why is no one raising a hand?" he asked. Do you have any superpowers? My best friend, Connor, and I looked at each other and shrugged. I turned to Mr. Wilson and asked, "A superpower? Mr. Wilson, none of us can fly, be invisible, breathe underwater, or do anything a superhero can do." Mr. Wilson laughed heartily. With a smile on his face, he said, "Cora, what if I told you that all of you had a superpower?" What superpower do you think all of these kids have? He walked to the front of the classroom and placed his hand on the bedsheet. We all inched to the edge of our seats, waiting to see what was going to be revealed. With a quick move of his hand, as if he were a magician revealing his greatest trick, he snatched the sheet away. The Kindness Machine! This is the Kindness Machine, Mr. Wilson proudly stated. Look at how intricate and beautiful that Kindness Machine is. I wonder what it does. We all sprang to our feet and rushed over to the gigantic machine. It was taller than Mr. Wilson, covered in buttons, and had a large screen at the top. The buttons were in every color and shape imaginable. There were levers all over and springs popping out on the sides. Mr. Wilson said, "You have probably heard an adult tell you how important it is to be kind. But what does that mean, and how can you do that? Today's lesson is all about how we can be kind, compassionate, and understanding to each other and ourselves. There are many ways we can do this, and each button gives you an example of how to practice kindness in the real world." This sounds like a fabulous machine. Mr. Wilson invited Mia to push the first button. Mia slowly stepped closer to the machine. Her eyes darted from the machine to Mr. Wilson with uncertainty. With a smile and a nod from Mr. Wilson, she hesitantly pushed a square pink button. The screen above the machine exploded with lights and colors and then displayed the kindness idea. "Smile!" Mr. Wilson beamed and then explained, "It doesn't matter how old you are. Everyone can be kind. You can start by simply smiling at someone. Smiles are contagious, which means they are easily passed from one person to another. Try it." We slowly turned to one another, offering little smiles to our classmates. It didn't take long for our grins to widen and turn into larger smiles. Suddenly, as if we couldn't control it, we started giggling and then burst out into laughter. Have you ever tried smiling at someone? See if you can do it right now with the people around you. Maybe it will turn into laughter, just like in this class. Next, Mason excitedly stood up and pushed the triangular blue button. The words "Say it" appeared on the screen. Mr. Wilson explained, "Another way to be kind is to compliment someone. We all know the saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But if you do have something nice to say, be sure to say it. We often think of compliments in our heads, but might not share them out loud. So be sure to spread your kindness compliment. It will make that person and you feel great. I like your hearing aids. I think they make you special." Have you ever given someone a compliment? Have you ever given yourself a compliment? Connor waved his hands into the air, eager to have a turn at pushing a button. Mr. Wilson nodded in his direction and called him up. With confidence, he walked up and pushed the square tie-dye button. "Love yourself" appeared on the screen. Mr. Wilson announced it was so important to be kind to others, but it is also important to be kind to yourself. What does this mean? For starters, you can talk positively to yourself. Instead of getting frustrated, tell yourself that you can do it. If you make a mistake, tell yourself that it's okay if you can't do something right away. I can do this. I'm proud I did my best. Just keep trying until you can. Always believe in yourself. Know that you can do anything and that you are amazing. At the bottom of this page, it asks, what do you love about yourself? Can you think of something that you love about you? By now, our class was excitedly chatting about all the kindness ideas. Lydia was so thrilled that she ran up and pushed 2 buttons. Invite and include. Mr. Wilson shouted, "Invite and include!" Inviting someone to play with you or talking to someone new are 2 great ways to be kind. Everyone likes to feel included, so keep your eyes open for someone who looks like they could use a friend and be that friend. Do you want to come play? Have you ever invited someone to play, included someone in a game or something you were doing? Have you ever been invited or included? How did it make you feel? Mr. Wilson announced that we had time for 1 more idea button. Cora, will you please select the last button for today? With a large smile on my face, I pushed the rainbow button. Mr. Wilson burst with excitement and said, "Oh, I just love this one! Be a chef!" Kindness is like baking a cake. The ideas from the kindness machine are your ingredients. Each kindness action is great on its own, but the real magic happens when you combine them. It's up to you to take the ideas and turn them into beautiful and wonderful kindness actions. How are you going to combine these different acts of kindness today, tomorrow, next week? Cora's eyes widened as she realized, "Mr. Wilson, we have our own kindness machine inside us." Smile, say it, love yourself, invite and include, be a chef. Grinning, Mr. Wilson said, "You absolutely do. Your beautiful brain and heart will help guide you to be the best you can be as you practice kindness to others and to yourself. Smile, say it, love yourself, invite and include, and most importantly, be a chef with those special ingredients." I invite you to look inside your own kindness machine and always choose to be kind. Smiling, Mr. Wilson asked, "Now let me ask you again, who has a superpower?" The end. Friends, thank you so much for listening to The Kindness Machine. I hope it inspired you and taught you a little bit about your own superpowers. I hope it also is having you think about what you're going to do on this kindness day that's coming up and how you can practice kindness a little bit each and every day. Christina Dankert has a bunch of free downloads on her website, which I've linked in my description. And if you haven't already, hit that like or subscribe button. Now's a great time to do it. Be sure to get your own copy of The Kindness Machine so you can read it again and be inspired and answer all those questions that are sprinkled throughout. Before we go, I wanted to let you know that you definitely want to tune in next week when we talk about how we can be kind to ourselves and others, especially during difficult times. And of course, I love you because you're you, not because of what you do. And I can't wait to see you next time.